There's always been East meets West in Hong Kong, and to various degrees of success. Claire in the 1950s is an English newlywed who comes to Hong Kong, and she's quite provincial, and she meets Will, who is an Englishman who's just come off the boat from India. The book is really a story about her journey, becoming a different person. And then the second perspective in the 1940s, right before the outbreak of World War II, and that's with Will and Trudy. And then as we read on and on, we get closer and closer to what actually happened during the war. Well, everyone who reads the book is immediately struck by Trudy. She has a Chinese father and a Portuguese mother. Trudy is the truest symbol of East-West culture because she's Portuguese and Chinese. So the British people, they lived up on the peak in these enormous houses, and they decorated them like they were still in England, and they had garden parties and tea parties, and Trudy and Will were part of that scene. It wasn't very real in Hong Kong, and so that was what I found fascinating, is that all of a sudden the Japanese were here, and in a day life changed. I think people are survivors or not. The people that you'd think would be brave are often not brave, and the strangest people often have courage. These people who had led such coddled lives, all of a sudden they were put in these internment camps. It becomes very basic. Will has become sort of a recluse since the war. Will and Claire, they meet, and Claire, Hong Kong changes her. Hong Kong changes her more than Will. Claire ends up in the market, and she ends up in a market like this with, overwhelming sounds and smells, and she realizes that she might actually be more Hong Kong than British. For her, the transformative power of the relationship is her relationship with Hong Kong. In Hong Kong, it's actually this very beautiful place with, hills and sea and sky and green. I like to show people this side of Hong Kong because they don't usually see it. I was born and raised in Hong Kong, and when you live here, it's a much quieter place. It's that type of childhood that I remember. That's the kind of Hong Kong that I think about a lot. People come here and they can start a life and become a new person. And that's something that has happened through the ages.